Is the Birkin just a status symbol? Hey guys, it's Jess from She's the Posh. Welcome back, and today I have a fun and interesting tag video for you. This tag is the Birkin just a status symbol? And I thought this was a fun video to do. I was tagged by Tiffany from LV Coffee Lover. I'll make sure to have her video down below. And what I loved is that she tagged me because she knows I do own two Birkins. So she wanted to really get a discussion going and the thoughts behind this. Is it just a status symbol? So let's talk about it together. I make videos every Sunday, Wednesday, and Friday. So please remember to hit subscribe below and ring my bell so we can become best friends here on the internet. Okay guys, I decided to do this tag video. I'm trying to catch up on my tags, but I had like a list of video ideas that I wanted to do that I was very excited to share with you. So I am now trying to catch up on some of these tags, but this one I was really compelled to do right away because I really like this kind of discussion. Because for me, you know, with me in luxury, that it is not necessarily showing off for me when I show you these things. It is a real passion. And the same thing goes for Tiffany. When you look at her channel, she has a real passion for luxury. And when she did the opinion, it was based on someone that just doesn't like the Birkin. Like, it's just not a bag that appeals to her. And I thought we'd break it down, like why I have the Birkin, what made me decide to get it, what are my thoughts on it, and do I think it is a status symbol? First thing is, like, I really loved how Tiffany had in her video that she gets this a lot because she doesn't want to get a Birkin. She just can't see herself spending that kind of money on a bag she doesn't really like. She doesn't like the look of the Birkin. That's okay. You know, you can be a luxury lover and not like a style of the bag. You can also be a luxury lover and have a limit on how much you're willing to spend for a bag. It doesn't mean you're cheap. It doesn't mean you're low status or lower class. It means you like what you like. Let's be clear. Tiffany could afford to get a Birkin bag. She could definitely afford to get it, but is she going to? No, she doesn't like the bag, and she is not going to buy something that expensive. It's just not for her. So that's okay, but then people will shame the reason you don't like the Birkin is because you can't afford it. There is some shaming involved, right? There's shaming involved in buying the bag or not buying the bag. There's shaming involved on how you purchase the bag. So it's okay for people not to like the Birkin. It goes both ways. People are entitled to their opinions. Everyone has them, like buttholes. Everyone has them. I really liked that where she came from that perspective. It's just not something she enjoys, and she doesn't see spending that kind of coin. So then you have me, who is someone that has two Birkins, and they are not cheap, right? Why did I decide to get those Birkins? Like, what were my thought process behind it? So back when I was first starting like luxury, I would say I really started in my early 30s, really buying products and things like that. I never thought I would spend this much money on a bag. I was kind of like, you know, I don't need to spend that much money on a bag. That's not necessarily for me. At the time, I wanted to make sure my student loans were paid off before I kind of started really diving deep into luxury. And I have accomplished that. I just have my house that I have to pay off, which I should have paid off in the next few years. So yes, that's kind of my take on that with spending that kind of money. I'm not going to spend a big amount of money without really thinking about it and diving into it. So I really didn't think that I would ever get a Birkin. I just didn't think that it was in the cards for me being able to afford to spend this money based on goals that I wanted to have. I also at first thought maybe that was kind of old lady-ish bag. Maybe it was too showy off. Like, I personally didn't want to seem like I was bragging and showing off. So now we get to the point where I'm in a position where I feel comfortable kind of spending that kind of money. Still, it's crazy to spend that kind of money, guys. Like, it's not something that I take lightly. But why was I thinking about spending that kind of money? Because as I started to get more into luxury, I started following things it wasn't FOMO that got me into it. I was starting to see, especially when I met Sam from Bargain Hunting Blonde, and she has a real passion for the brand Hermes, and seeing how she styled pieces and all this stuff. And then she actually shows you ways to get the pieces for a reasonable amount of money, that you don't have to go through the journey that everyone says that you have to go through, where it is going through the store and sucking up to associates and all those different videos that you see, or going to Paris and hoping that you get that phone call to come on in and check out the Lady Bees. I started to see how she would style them, and she really got me intrigued by the Birkin. I like how it looks, and I'll show you some of the things that I love about the Birkin. So here is, I would say, my favorite size. This is the size 30 in the Birkin. And it is not that heavy, guys. I know some people think it's heavy, and I used to think that I'm a shoulder bag girl. I don't want something that's top handle. However, this bag is really, really comfortable to wear, just in the crook of your arm and holding it top handle. I love the look of this bag because even though it's an iconic bag, because it is so popular, there's so many dupes out there that I don't really feel like anyone's looking at me a weird way. When I was first in luxury community, I went through this stage where I was like, oh, I don't want people to know that I have luxury bags and stuff like that. In reality, people don't care. Just like, wear what you love. I just like the look of it. The silhouette does appeal to me. I also love this kind of leather. So this is a Togo leather, so it is durable. I love the fact that this bag is gorgeous, but you have this beautiful leather that is durable. I love how these bags look over time. I love how they start to get saggy, even a little bit of wear in the corners. As you see from my Birkin 35, I have like wear to the corners and stuff like that. But look how saggy it's getting. When you see that, I just have a love for the look of the bag. I started to fall in love with that. Maybe it's because I'm getting older. I'm like, maybe it's because I'm turning into an old lady. That's why I like it. But I started to look at the Birkin not for a certain reason or anything like that. I was looking at it because I liked the look of it. Is I like how this is clipped in, but I don't know who I saw this with, but they tucked the back of their Birkin in so they were able to get their stuff and still carry it like a tote. And you don't have to worry about your things falling out, and it still looks nice. Because at first I'm like, I don't like how the Birkin looks all open and like messy. Like I want her to look a little proper. So then I saw someone doing that. So everything that I was thinking was negative of the bag, you just start to see it and you start to say, oh, that's really nice. It's not what I thought. I thought that I would have trouble styling it and doing different things. I went and I started looking at Birkins at prices, and this is the Birkin 35, the first one I got, and I got a great deal on this. So I got this from the Rebag site. So I finally decided, hey, ready to spend that kind of coin. I have different hustles and things I do. I don't need to explain why I dropped money that I dropped, but I'm just letting you know that when I spend a lot of money, it is responsibly, and it's not for some reason to show off. So I was thinking, you know what, I like this bag. I want to be able to wear it. So I was thinking about colors. So I finally came to that conclusion. I started looking on the Rebag site because that was recommended to me by Sam, who had gotten a great deal on her Birkin. And they do certain sales. I want to say it's 2 or 3 times a year where it is 20% off their retail that they have. And this bag with the 20% off, which in tax and shipping and everything, was just a little over $7,000. And that is a crazy amount of money. But based on this bag's age, it was over $8,000 to get this bag. So technically this bag was under retail. Yes, it needed work done to it, but I liked that look and I wasn't worried about that. I actually want my bag to age. Just like certain bags like Louis Vuitton, you'd rather have it with some patina on it because you like the look of it. It's not because necessarily you want to save coin, but yet saving coin is a nice added bonus to it, right? So I finally decided to go for this bag. I figured that if it didn't work out for me, I could always sell it and get most of my money back. So that's just why I decided to take the plunge. Obviously, I had the money saved up just to do it. Now, when I finally got this bag and I took it out, I was a little nervous at first, but then I wasn't. Like, I will take this bag out to Target. I will take it places. It's got some marks and stuff to it, so I'm not as worried about it. And the leather that I chose, I know I don't have to worry about. So when I got this bag and I shared it and I unveiled it, I was a little nervous to unveil this bag because I'm an empath, and all the crazy stuff, things that are going on in the world and all the stuff that's happening. I always, you feel guilty when you spend a good amount of money, like I always kind of have that little bit of guilt. Obviously, I do things for my community. I always give back. I don't need to explain myself. I'm not saying this to justify anything, but just that sometimes when you see bags revealed and things like that, it not necessarily mean that people are showing off. It's because no one else around my area understands this stuff. Nobody else appreciates it. I'm definitely proud that I'm able to own this bag. I'm definitely proud that I'm able to own 2 of these bags. This bag here, I was able to get because I have a friend who I met through like buying stuff from her resale site, and she had a client that was selling hers, and I was able to get this bag right at retail. Even though I know it is pre-loved and everything, I was able to get it right at retail because of just like friends and stuff I've made. So I was able to get a deal on it. I felt comfortable spending this kind of money, and this is a bag I want to have in my collection for life. Gonna be an old lady, chilling, you know, fabulous old lady, obviously, that I'm probably only gonna have like 5 bags in my collection, and I expect this to be one of them, and it's probably gonna be all wore out because I loved it so much. I don't see it as a symbol, but I'm proud to own it. I'm proud the fact that I worked really hard. I'm not someone that comes from money. I worked really hard, I got a good deal, and I'm sharing it with you guys. And I think sometimes when you're seeing these Hermes bags be revealed, like people are doing it for clout. Some people do things for clout. That's just what it is. And it doesn't mean that it's wrong. They bought the bag because they could buy the bag and they wanted everybody to know they bought the bag. I think we just judge each other too much. And that's why I joined the luxury community, because I didn't want that judgment, if that makes sense. I know it's weird because I'm putting myself out there on the internet for people to judge, but I know there is, you know, obviously I get negative comments and all those different things. I had someone handbag shame me for my Kelly because I bought it secondhand. Basically, buy what you love, not what someone else tells you to love. Spend your money the way you want to spend your money, and you don't have to justify it. But also, don't buy something because you think that that's the high status. If you guys don't like the Birkin, it doesn't mean that you're not worthy of being in this luxury community. It's the silliest thing. And if you think that's what this is, then don't get the bag. Like, you should never buy something. Like, at the end of the day, guys, this is just stuff. This is just things. This isn't what life's about. It isn't who we are, and it doesn't define who we are. What defines us is our character and how we treat others and how we rise to the occasion. It's just handbags, people. Like, it's just handbags. And you don't have to buy something just because everyone else says it's this. Is this bag a status symbol? Yes, if you make it one. This bag is a status symbol if you yourself make it one. If you don't, it's not one. It's stuff at the end of the day, and it's people that make it what it is. People that didn't come from money or different things like that. They definitely use this bag as a symbol to show off how successful they are because they choose to do it there. And if you perceive it as a symbol, it's because you've chosen to do that. And that's fine. That's your opinion. But don't buy something just to prove something because you are worth more than 20 bajillion Birkins could ever be. So I don't want you to ever forget that. Okay guys, that is everything. Sorry I got a like spiritual in depth there, but I just hate people feeling less than, or people feeling that they have to compete with other people. Like, I got on this platform because I wanted to meet men and women that were successful, that had a real passion for design. Because for me, this stuff is art. Like my handbags, the luxury pieces I like, it's art that I'm admiring, and to be able to own original works from the artists that create it is very exciting. I really enjoy it. So please, I'd love to hear from you in the comments down below how you feel about this. I really hope that Sam, I'm gonna tag her from Birkin Hunting Blonde, shares her opinion on this, because she has actually bought Birkins in the store, followed the traditional journey, and she's also bought bags, you know, secondhand, and she shared with me like ways to get good deals, and she truly loves the brand and knows so much more than I do about it. So I'm hoping that she will do that video, and if she does at some point, I'll make sure to tag it down below. But as always, I want to thank you so much for watching, and hope to see you again. Bye guys.